What's up, guys? This is Dwight here from Retro Crypto YouTube channel. If you haven't had a chance yet, subscribe. Also, please smash that like button right now. Show me some love. Help this channel grow. Just reach over and smash that like button. Now, today we're going to be talking about HEX and pretty much just HEX and a few projects on this ecosystem, and of course Bitcoin and one bit of news that's going to affect things. But before we get started, I want to remind you guys, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just an ordinary guy out there on the internet with a passion for cryptocurrency. Alright, now as you guys already know, I'm away on vacation right now, so my charting is not the charting is fine, but the laptop I'm using, the camera wasn't working properly, so I chose not to go with my image on the screen. But with that said, let's get this rolling. Crypto bubbles today is looking quite nice, honestly. A lot of positive green, looking very well, actually, guys. Hex, look there, there's my Hex right there, 29.9%. Man, you can't. Wow, this is beautiful. All right, let's keep this rolling. All right, first bit, little tidbit of news that's going to affect the U.S. folks, which then will affect everybody else. Biden pitches the largest tax hike in history as part of a 5.8 trillion budget request. Uh, let's see, Biden proposes 2.5 trillion in tax increases as part of a budget request. President Biden made a renewed push on Monday to galvanize congressional Democrats to overhaul the nation's tax code and dramatically raise rates on corporations and ultra wealthy Americans. The president laid out the tax hike as part of his 5.8 trillion budget blueprint for federal spending in fiscal 2023, which begins in October. Under his proposal, taxes would rise by 2.5 trillion, making the largest increase in history in dollar terms. The deficit would be 1.15 trillion. The higher taxes would largely be borne by Wall Street and the top silver of U.S. households in the form of a steeper corporate rate, a modified wealth tax, and a global minimum tax. We are reducing the Trump deficits and returning our fiscal house to order, Biden said at the White House on Monday, referring to the widening spending gap under former President Donald Trump. He said the budget makes a prudent investment in economic growth, a more equitable economy, while making sure corporations and the very wealthy pay their fair share. The taxes outlined on Monday include a minimum of 20% tax on the incomes of U.S. households worth 100 million or more, similar to the other proposals that Democrats floated last year to pay for Biden's massive spending plan. But those pitches fell to the wayside after talk. So, long story short, guys, taxes are going to go through the roof in the U.S. and everything trickles downhill. So, it's quite obvious the recession is coming. The decision's made for that C word that I dare not say. You couldn't print money forever. Somebody's got to pay the bill. Looks like Biden's ready to start paying the bill. So honestly, it's horrible news, but it's good news to me at the same time. All right, guys. Now let's get into Bitcoin real quick. Right now, looking at the market cipher chart, you're going to see that Bitcoin is currently still bullish. It looks very bullish. It looks like there's been a little bit of a pullback, if I'm not mistaken here. No, it has not. No, not. I thought it was a pullback, but it wasn't. But Bitcoin's looking great. Now let's look at the 2-hour chart real quick. I could swear, nope, no pullback. Okay, we're going to jump back here to the 1-day chart with the market cipher, and you'll see that Bitcoin is 100% bullish. The fear and greed indicator is very greedy, and the volume is good. If you look at the 2-hour chart, the 4-hour chart here, as we look at the 4-hour chart here, we're going to see that there's a there right here on the 22nd was the reversal from previous trend, and pretty much all of this is bullish continuations with a few bearish continuations. Now the fear and greed does have us starting to go into a fearful territory, but I'm not too worried about that, and the volume is looking good. Now on the 2-hour chart, which will tell us what's going to happen in the short term at least. 2-hour chart is stating that we are in the fear and greed. We are in the fear territory, but we are still bullish. So that is definitely good news with the my knockoff flea market version, swap meet version of Market Cipher. All right, now as we go over here, we're going to look at the moving averages here, and we can see that the purple is the 20, the green is the 50, The orange is the 100 and the red is the 200-day moving average. And you can see right here on the day chart that the 20-day moving average has crossed over to 50 and is about to cross over to 100, which is good. If we drop down to the 4-hour chart, you'll see that they look absolutely perfect. This is how you want it to look. This is like picture book perfect. So exciting for Bitcoin. And if you look at it here on the 2-hour chart, it looks great also. So yeah. Now let's go backwards to the 4-hour chart, and I'm going to show you something here with the resistances. So currently we are at this. We've been semi-rejected. Well, I don't really want to call it rejected, but we are definitely bouncing off of this resistance right here at 47,815. It's just bouncing off that resistance level, and I want to break through this resistance so that we can approach the $51,949 resistance. Now look down. The positive good news is that the bottom resistance line is 37,841. So that kind of gives everybody an idea of where we stand now. This is the safe zone right in here, and that's a bit of good news because nobody knew how far that the market was going to fall with this bear market here, and it looks like we're shifting over to bullish. So typically what happens by the time they declare, oh, we were bullish, you know, oh, reality, we were bullish 6 months ago. But anyway, that's the way it works. Now we're going to jump over here. You'll see I drew a little wedge the other day, and Bitcoin's still bouncing around in it perfectly. We'll have to see where this is going to go. The RSI is off the charts with Bitcoin, so it's definitely not a good time to buy Bitcoin. When it's on the top, it means it's on the overbought side of things, and if it's on the bottom, it's on the oversold side, and the middle is neutral. All right, now we're going to look at Bitcoin with the exponential moving average, and according to the exponential moving average, Bitcoin is looking quite strong. And that's the 4-hour chart. Here's the 1-day chart. 1-day chart. All of these have great support levels, guys. Bitcoin is off the charts as far as charting with the exponential moving average. It gets no better than what we're seeing right now. Of course, this one didn't pop up for some reason. Let's try again. Oh, there we go. 2-hour chart. And there's the 2-hour chart. All this is support above it. Absolutely beautiful. Gets no better than that. Now, then we're going to go right into HEX. That's why most of you are here. We're starting with HEX with the moving averages. Like I said, the purple is the 20-day. Shot up all up here by itself. The green is the 50. 100 days about to cross over to 200, which is the orange over the red. The volume looks decent. It's a bit of a pullback on the volume over here. Now, as like with Bitcoin, it hit resistance at 0.1612, and it looks like HEX is in a bit of a pullback right now. But there's no worries, guys, because you got to remember that's a big jump from here to here. So this is actually a healthy pullback. There's some profit taken, of course, and there's nothing wrong with taking profits, guys. I don't care what anybody says. Up here at the resistance line up here, we want to break through this resistance at 16. What is this resistance at? I'm sorry, at 1605. We want to break through this resistance and then come through and hit at 17.77, 17.5 cents. We want to break through this resistance that we can keep climbing. But just like Bitcoin, we have established how low we believe that this will go, and I really don't. It definitely not going to go under 10 cents. That was the bottom resistance. But yeah, right now this just looks like a healthy pullback. I'm not concerned about this at all. Now the MACD also has it going on the bottom here. You'll see the MACD has it going into a bearish trend right now, but there's no concerns there either. Now we jump over here with the exponential moving average. You'll see that we have pulled back into the moving averages, but there's no worries. We're still on the top, and there's still support. So I still feel HEX is in the bullish territory. Just a little healthy pullback. Look at the 2-hour chart here. The 2-hour chart, we actually dipped through more than I thought it would have. But like I said, 2-hour charts are really mainly used for traders, and I am an investor. Now, if we go to the 1-day chart, we'll see that we are, as far as 1 day goes, we're still above the exponential moving average. But we have to keep an eye on this because it does look like HEX is in the middle of a decent sized pullback. But I am not concerned. Not after the run up we just had. Alright, now the Ichimoku, which I fall in love with, and I was actually talking to a family member of mine who has his own channel, and he saw me on this, and he's been using it, and he was like, man, that's so accurate. So this Ichimoku chart is good. And granted, there is a little bit of a pullback here, but this still predicts in the next 4 days out that HEX should still be going bullish. So keep that in mind. Now, if we look at the 2-hour chart with Ichimoku just to see what it says, it still sees us moving bullish into the future. So that is absolutely good news. Now, we jump over here to HEX with the Bollinger Bands. As far as Bollinger Bands are concerned, HEX is entering into the neutral territory. So it's not being overbought or oversold with the Bollinger Bands. So that's something to keep in mind. And the RSI right here has it actually neutral. All right. Oh, one thing I forgot to say, but a bit of good news too is this blue line here is the overall 200-day moving average. You'll see HEX floating right above it, so that is good news. With the Fibonacci retracement with 100% at the top, dragging downward, HEX right now, this 50% mark right here will indicate 28 cents roughly, almost 29. As long as HEX stays below that, it's officially, according to the Fibonacci retracement, officially considered bearish. So right now it's still a good buy from its recent, where is the recent all-time highs, which was back in September 21st, 23rd. So still a good time to get in. Keep preaching to your family and friends. Now let's take a quick look at Hedron here, guys. Hedron is experiencing a bit of a pullback like everybody else. Hedron is down to 28649. According to the Ichimoku chart, it has predicted the next 4 days to be bullish, do a pullback, and then be a little bullish. All right. Now, if we jump over here to this chart here, you'll see that Hedron is the 20-day moving average is about to cross over the 50-day moving average, and it's curving up. The 100 days starting to curve down, so hopefully these lines will get in check just like they are with Bitcoin right now. Now you gotta remember that Hedron Hedron's not actually waiting on PulseChain, but HEX is waiting on PulseChain, if it makes any sense, because when PulseChain goes live, I truly think HEX is going to go to the roof. HEX will experience a degree of pullback because you got to remember they're going to be taking and splitting the HEX. So you're going to have PHEX for Pulse HEX, and then you're going to have EHEX for the HEX on Ethereum. So that obviously would have to, because you take a penny and cut it in half, you know what I mean? So it's going to decrease it for in the short term. But then when HEX takes off finally, Hedron's going to be a valuable thing, because I'm actually considering doing 5555 4 5s for all my future HEX staking, because Hedron has solved the problem of being able to withdraw funds early. Granted, I don't quite know how to do it. I haven't played with it yet. I need to, but it solves that problem. All right, so let's jump forward here. Hedron, we'll take another peek at Hedron over here. Hedron right here has a bullish continuation. I'm sorry, reversal from previous trend with the 4-hour chart, and just bullish continuations. There is a bearish continuation right here at the end, but then there was a long signal right here, so it's looking good, guys. But you want to keep an eye on it, because this is, as you can see, it's kind of been flatlined for the most part. This is one of the better points to buy in. But just recently, last few days, was down a little bit lower, down to like, what, 22, 23. So something to keep in mind. And we'll look over here at the last chart. And I drew a little wedge, and it looks like it's going to break through the bottom, but you never know. But I love drawing these because they always come to fruition. It's kind of crazy how it works. But, all right. That's it for this video, guys. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you leave comments, any questions, suggestions, anything positive. As I said before, these videos, I'm on a road right now, so the videos don't look as nicely as I would like them to look, but it is what it is. Please subscribe, and until next time, stay a Hexican.